Morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Kuntres mind starting Maimer Yud Tes. We're going to today focus on Nitzan, Bat, Ronit, the Mitzvah Hashem, all the Yidden Eretz Yisroel, and all the soldiers and all the captives should be healthy and safe, and Israel should not give in to the political pressure that's being put on them, and they should believe that Hashem is in charge and recognize that, and do what's right for the Jewish people and for the hostages and for the soldiers, and not anyone else. And then we should have, and that will bring about a long-lasting peace, and it will stop all the unnecessary deaths. Ma'amer Yud Tes. So we're going to discuss. We've been discussing the whole concept of there's three sort of stages. Seemingly, there's the stage of Yom Kippur, that a person that's set what's going to be for the whole year. Then we have the stage of the daily that we judge every day how much we're going to get, and then there's also the davening Rav Yesi did with these food those in front of him. So we've been discussing Yom Kippur, the stage between Yom Kippur and then the Ne'ilah is Hey Gevuros, and really these Hey Gevuros, this Gevura is really the ultimate Chesed, because it's giving in a way that's actually beneficial for us. And so now we're going to discuss more of this Gevura, because ultimately what we're going to talk about is the fact that this Gevura, that this whole process we're talking about, it's not actually in Olam Hazeh. It's not the way we explained it within ourselves is how it expresses itself physically. But what we're saying is that what happened in Yom Kippur, it's not being brought out in a physical way, manifestation yet. And we're going to discuss this. It's very interesting, very, talking about Kabbalah, but understanding these Kabbalistic ideas. Mitzvah Hashem. Let's start. Perek Aleph. The sealing of Ne'ilah on Yom Kippur. Besides the fact that what is said on Yom Kippur, and this sealing is what he said before, it's that the chesed, everything is going to go to the place that is fitting, meaning the chesed is going to go to where it belongs, and to everyone specifically. Hine Eiza is furthermore inyan hachesam, the Ne'ilah hu hashmira klalis. It's another aspect to it is also the guarding that from the chesed it shouldn't go to the wrong place. I mean, one idea is that it should go to the right place and it should get. The other idea is it should not go to the wrong place. Yeah. Just like on a letter, you seal the letter closed. Why? Why? So no one looks at it. No one reads it. We're having a discussion that people send in the mail, like their credit card numbers. Well, it's like wild. But what do you do? What do they think? I guess you have a seal. You seal it closed. That's private. Hopefully that is. But that's the point of the seal. And so too with the seal in Yom Kippur, the Ne'ilah, the seal in Yom Kippur. And the sealing is that it shouldn't go to the wrong place. At the wrong place, it shouldn't be taken from the wrong people. It's like another bad example, but like the Israelis say that 60% of the humanitarian aid that they bring to Gaza goes to the terrorists. Yeah, which in the world of normalcy, it doesn't make any sense. You are sustaining your enemy to continue being able to fight you. How does that make any sense? This is the world of falsehood that we live in. What we're saying is the point of the Ne'ilah is that it should go to Kedusha and it shouldn't go to the Klippa. It should go to the right place, not to the wrong places. Meaning, Ayidei Hey Gevuros to Atik, through these 5 Gevuros, from this level of Atik, which we talked about, that's a very high level. It's like the level of Kesser and Ratzon above us. Shemekabelas Az Bechinas Malchus, receives some Malchus. So even in Atzilus, the Atik of Atzilus, which is a very high level, and as we're going to explain maybe tomorrow, how high even Atzilus is. This Atik of Atzilus is very high. And this 5 Gevurah that comes from Atik, Malchus, that it causes it to receive from Malchus into Malchus. Shebehem al Yadam Nimshach, his Chalkus, a Chesed Elyon, and from that it divides in that Chesed, the Atik, L'chol Nivraim, it's going through this process, being able to make it capable that all creations can receive. The Elam is in the lower worlds, the lower 3 worlds. Hamakablim v'chinas malchus, which are receiving from Atzilus. We're taking the water from Niagara Falls and making it possible that in my tap, in my apartment or my house, wherever you live, I can just turn it on and a nice stream of water comes out, not too much, not too little, and things like this. And this is sort of the process. It's going from Keser, from we said from the level of above Atzilus, Atik, that and through Malchus is this beautiful ability to be able to take that and diffuse it in a way that we can receive it. And that's what's happening. And together with that also is that it's not going to the wrong place. It's putting an effort not to go to the wrong place. This is what our rabbi said. The mezenes of Shel Adam, that the mezenes, the sustenance, what we're going to have, parnasa, and what we need is being set on those 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Kippur. I know. And what's happening? That chesed is defining and deciding how much every person is going to get for the year. Before this hey gevura, what's happening? There's all this chesed wanting to be given out, and it's a general chesed. It's like rain, just tons of rain, but it's not rain, it's just water. And through the gevura, which is being sealed by Ne'ilah, you take these 2 things as one. So that chesed goes, but in a way that can be received. And it's going in a way that even a zar, even something foreign, something that's not meant to be receiving, should not receive. Then you should go to the place that's fitting. That should go to every single creation in a generalized way, in a very specific way. And this is what's happening on these 10 days. And the Gevura is making it that the right people receive the right amount. It's like you go and someone is told and someone is short. And you go to the store and they just give it to you. So we have to make sure that the tall person gets the tall clothing and the short person gets the short clothing. It's a store full of clothes, and you're getting clothes and they keep you warm. But if it's in the wrong size, it's the wrong size. It doesn't work. And this is what's happening. Through this time period, they're organizing it that everything's going to be given, but not just going to be given in the right amounts, the right times, in the right place. That's the Gevurah, that's the Hig verse. But now we're going to discuss, but all this is in essence, it's still aloof. It's not in Elam Hazeh Gashmi. Still spiritual. Let's see. Hine Kesha Malchus Atzilus Mekabeles B'Ne'ilah the Yom Kippurim Mehei Gevuras Atik HaChesed Elyon Shniktav Al Yedei Hei Gevuras Chol Elam Mitvichen Nesiyah L'Chol B'Rei B'Frat. Now this whole process is happening, that it's coming between on the Seshmei Tshuva, and it's getting from Atik and through Malchus, it's bringing it down to all the worlds and to all the 3 lower worlds of Brit and Nesiyah. And every world and every person, and specifically, the problem is this chesed is still the way it is in Atzilus. What is Atzilus? Atzilus is totally spiritual. It's the whole spirituality. Now, we can also understand that when we say Atzilus, it doesn't mean a place. Atzilus is a, what's the word for it? It's not a spacious thing. It's a level, meaning, so to speak. If we were totally godliness and just our whole existence was just about godliness, who'd be living in the world of Atzilus. Like people say, you're in Atzilus. I mean, you're not being in reality. But that's a negative way. But in the positive way, Atzilus is a place, not a destination, but it's a place, it's a stage where it's only godliness. Shubechinas tachlis aruchnis. V'loy nimshach v'loy nitztayer boy adayin me'ashefais v'chayz agashmi v'dinyana ilm has a klal, and it's nothing to do with our physical world. So what's happening on these 10 days and this whole process ultimately is still in Atzilus. Now Atzilus is a world of totally godliness. So you're going to ask, if Atzilus is a world of totally godliness, so Atzilus is, what's that? What's the difference between Atzilus and Hashem? Hashem is godliness, and Atzilus, we're saying the same thing. The only difference that Atzilus has is that it's a world. So it's already level of separation. It's a world totally godliness, but it's not godliness. It's a godliness in a world, and that's sort of the only difference. And he's going to discuss Atzilus a little bit. Just like this, it's incomparable. Our world to the world of Atzilus, because we are essentially we're exact opposite of Atzilus. Our world is no feeling of godliness. Atzilus is only feeling of godliness, and we are no feeling of godliness. And between us, there's different levels of feeling of godliness. That's how it works. Okay, you do it like it's known that Atzilus muvdal be'erech me'elameis b'yitzir nasiya. Now, in the four worlds, there's a bria, there's Atzilus, bria, yitzir, nasiya. The lower three are more connected to each other than Atzilus is to them. Atzilus is very, very aloof in comparison to these worlds. And therefore, Adal Yisedish, the four elements, which is Eish, Ruach, Maim, Afar, fire, wind, water, and dirt, Shechlalos Adal elements, which are so to speak, like the four worlds. Atzilus, Bria, and Nasiya. You have Eish would be Atzilus, Ruach. The wind is Bria, Mayim, water is Yitzira, and Afar, dirt is Asiyah. So Nichlalim, Bedal Yiseides, Elu, Kameshal, Veitzchaim, like it says in Eitz Chaim. And so what we're seeing here is, what is Atzilus? Atzilus is like the fire. I'm going to explain. Hine Atzilus, B'chinas Yisoida Eish, Kameshal, like it says. How do we see that Atzilus is like fire? It says, Ki Hashem, Alekecha, Eish Eichlu. It says in the Divine, Hashem, your God, is like a consuming fire. Who nimshal leish? What's a fire? Just like fire doesn't connect with the other elements. You take earth and you put water on it and you put a seed, it grows. Fire doesn't, and so they connect. The earth and the water are connected to each other. The fire doesn't have any of that type of connection. The histalkus l'maylan, fire is always, that's why it's always trying to go up. It's totally separated. It's always trying to be separated. And it can't, not just trying to be, it can't connect with everything else. Which is similar to Atzilus. Atzilus doesn't have a real connection with the lower worlds. Atzilus mamish, but Atzilus is total godliness. There's no feeling of yesh, of existence, meaning existence outside of Hashem. The lower you go, the more of the existence outside Hashem you feel. Till our world, we feel totally separate from Hashem, to the extent that people think God doesn't exist. And Atzilus is the exact opposite, that only God exists. And that's Atzilus. So we're going to keep on discussing this process of how do we get this whole process we've been talking until now, that's really ultimately only in Atzilus, which is not connected in a certain, in very much so to our physical world. How do we get it all the process to go down from Atzilus all the way to our physical world? And we will have a year, begashmius, good. So mitzvah Hashem, all of us, we should see this way. And also we should, so the homework we can think about is how do I become more in touch with Atzilus? Where can I tap into Atzilus? And or think about the different levels of it, how to go through the process. Have an amazing day.